Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Vandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadhilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam to all the Nithyanandam to all the viewers that are joining us live through various different social media platforms, through Facebook, through YouTube, and all other social media platforms. Nithyanandam, and would be wonderful to know where are each of you tuning in live from. How many countries are you joining us from? Nithyanandam, Mary, Bibiryon, and Sanjeev Raj, Devi Durga, and someone named KK. Nithyanandam to all of you. So nice to have so many of you joining here. And I know each of you are waiting to understand about this, how to, what's the code of a superhuman DNA?
And today's topic is extremely intriguing, right? We're actually as curious as every one of you here to learn this science. Because what we're going to learn today is something extraordinary.
And
a very ancient and sacred secrets from Hinduism.
Sorry, I just wanted to also see more people have also joined us on Facebook. Nithyanandam Baleshwar, Yadavansi, Nithyanandam, and KK Gupta, and Mahatma, Panang Sangwadayo, Ivana Grebnar, Nithyanandam. Okay, and KK Gupta has also added, in humans, genes vary in size from a few hundred DNA bases. Okay, let's come to the first question. The first thing that we're going to begin with, what is a DNA? The way you look, the way you exist, the way your certain characteristics are, everything is literally coded or programmed inside you with these so teeny tiny things that are coiled very, very tightly and sitting inside, deeply inside your cells. These are so tiny that millions of them just fit in within this small gap.
And this tiny particles, who say, they carry genetic material and carry all the instructions from generations to generations. That tiny particle in you carries the information of even your past lives. Those tiny particles in you have the capability of making you manifest superpowers. Do you know that those tiny particles in you stores extraordinary abilities, your highest possibilities in them? These DNA are very, very crucial, not just for passing the information in terms of hereditary or genes, but even for you to manifest a superconscious breakthrough.
Absolutely. And let us just start with a very quick fun fact. Did you know if the DNA strands of your body's cell were stretched out, they would reach all the way to Pluto and all the way back?
And another fun fact: if you were to collect DNA contained in a single cell and stretch it out, it would be over 2 meters long. Just one DNA would be 2 meters long. And to fit it into our teeny tiny cells, the DNA is condensed, packed, and folded so many times, so much so that it becomes approximately 6 by millions of a meter. So all the DNA in your body, like she said, when all the DNA in your body is put together and stretched, it would be about twice the diameter of our solar system.
And actually, one very important thing that we need to know, that what science has also revealed or discovered, is that we use only 8.2% of our DNA. A new study suggests that only 8.2% of human DNA, or about 250 million of these so called DNA letters, are functional, and more than 2 billion, over 2 billion, are not. Or more than 90% of them are not even functional. We are not even utilizing them because science is not able to identify about them or discover more about why exactly we are having this. And because we are not using it, scientists are calling this as junk DNA. But did you know something? This junk DNA is not entirely junk DNA as it sounds.
Because science from a very long time has been trying to understand and study the entire human genome to understand how a DNA functions. And most of the DNA that we utilize in our day-to-day life is only 8.2%, like we said, which is about 250 million of these, what we call as the DNA letters. So these 250 million DNA letters are only in use and are functional. And most importantly, 2 billion of these DNA letters, as we call them, are not functional. Science is yet to discover or understand the use of rest of the 90% of our DNA. And in the new study published by Ponting in his colleagues' report, that majority of the human genome is not functional, also called as the junk DNA. And studies have found some of this junk DNA may be useful for regulating the gene expression, but only a small portion of it, Ponting said. So, as per the science, what the science understands is that the 90% of our DNA is called as a non-gene portion. Science calls it the junk DNA or the dark DNA because of how little it was understood. And this study has been going on for decades now. But the scientists are only now beginning to understand that this so-called junk DNA plays a very important role, a vital role in controlling our genes and how they act. And this emerging field is what we call as epigenetics. Epigenetics means above our genes. So, as what the science says, an average human uses only 8.2% of their DNA, and that none of us really dispute because we are yet to even understand the rest of the 90% of our DNA. At the same time, what is the purpose of this DNA, the so-called junk DNA? Have we really carried this junk DNA lives after lives after lives? Did we really evolve a DNA? Did our body really evolve a DNA that we do not use? Is it true that 85% of our DNA is not being used? Perhaps I should say we do not even know what they mean. But here, I'd like to quote a very beautiful example given in the Vishnu Purana, how it describes the number of species and the evolution process. In the Vishnu Purana, it clearly states that 8,400,000 species exist. The Vishnu Purana elaborates on this. All of us know this. It's even quoted in the Bhagavata Purana as well. Out of this 8,400,000 species, 20,000 species are sthavara, which means the non-mobile plants that we see. 900,000 species are aquatic creatures. 900,000 species are amphibians and reptiles. Another million species are birds. And another 3 million species are other creatures like animals and the entire animal kingdom put together. 400,000 species are what we call as anthropoids, vanaras. After which the human species, the Manushya alone, are 200,000 varieties plus comes into being. And then It beautifully tells that man engages into purposeful activity to attain perfection. For an enlightened consciousness, for a man to achieve his highest purpose, he needs to awaken 100% of his DNA and express it. And this happens often through the DNA supercoiling due to the highest energy state of DNA. And in today's show, we are going to be listening to the revelations from Swamiji on how these DNA can be awakened and why it's crucial to awaken one's DNA.
Absolutely. And when we actually enter into this and understand about this, we are going to understand how all of these possibilities actually exist for us. And if any of you are someone who have any kind of genetic ailments, or sometimes if you guys have even felt like, yes, I want to change certain personalities of me, even if you want to awaken certain possibilities inside you, all these are actually possible. What the science is just touching from in the field called as epigenetics, our Vedic rishis, our ancestors, had discovered these millions of years before. And meanwhile, I also see many of you joining our live stream. Nithyanandam to all of you. Nithyanandam, Sukha Yoga, and Navi Gill, and Saradi, Narendra Yadav, Nithyanandam to all of you. And I also see on Facebook more of you who are joining. Nithyanandam, Prabhat Kumar, Rajahuli, Shri Priya, Nithyanandam. So as we are sharing all of these things, you all can share with us how much you are able to understand out of this. What are the different things you are able to click with? And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. And today, as all of us are watching these different revelations about DNA, see, we just now started, right? And I just wanted to share with all of you to literally you having the ability to go and alter your DNA is possible. And not just as a natural selection process. See, evolution happens in two different ways. One is what the Darwin's theory states, which is the natural selection process. But you also have an option of conscious selection. And there is a program that Swamiji is conducting known as the Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham, where you will be taught the science of how your genetic code can be altered and how you can awaken the superhuman DNA in you. And we have a person who is sharing with us their experience from the program.
Nithyanandam, this is Hiranmayi, Paramashivoham level 3 participant. Today is my day 7. So I'm just recording what has happened in me as of now. Actually, last night Swami gave us all Turiya Tita initiation. After that, when I woke up in the morning, I had a very deep sleep in the night, and when I woke up in the morning, suddenly my full body is light. My clothes really literally became very light. I lost weight, and I was, for the first time, I felt in life that life is really happy, blissful, and I was really dancing from within inside. Swami in one of the videos said, "You are truly alive when you get up in the morning and say yes, today day has begun very blissfully." And so that has happened in me. I'm very happy for that. And also I'm able to sit in Padmasana very comfortably for a longer amount of time. And when I deeply unclutch, little bit of jumping is happening in the body. When Swami comes for darshan, really I feel like dancing. The dancing is from within. You should see how Kundalini awakens when Swami comes actually for darshans. The Pradama Vinyasa Krama Yoga is is ultimate. Uh, so the body is strong as well as it's very flexible and sweet within. That's a very nice feeling to have. And emotionally, I'm very blissful today, and I'm able to multitask, uh, being peaceful with myself. Swami gave so many initiations, He gave Jivan Mukti initiation, he gave then death meditation, and then he gave so many Nataraja Bhava Samadhini Darshan, he gave Vishesha Diksha, he gave this no end. Like every day is like 21-day program. You should really, even one day is like 21-day program. So it is 21 to the power of 21 to the power of 21, I think, the full program. I'm just in day 7 today, and I could see so much of healing happening within. Like in Swami's program, there's no depth for spiritual experience. Actually, sitting with Swami, seeing him is itself a very big spiritual experience. So I'm not talking to go and talk about any spiritual experiences. People might, there's no end actually to talk about it. Everything is Paramashiva. We need not worry, and everything is auspicious. This is our feeling of gratitude right now and love. I don't know what is this. It's just bliss, I think. Okay, then there are no words. Please come and see Paramashivoham. See Swami, get connected to him. That is the real blessing of human being born as a human being.
Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence.
Yes, Nithyanandam, welcome back. All the viewers. I also see more of you joining our live stream, Nithyanandam, to each and every single one of you. Every day during this time, we actually explore, delve into deeper subjects directly from Hinduism. And the modern science is just catching up with all those things that what our ancestors had revealed eons before. And Swamiji has been tirelessly working to to revive all these ancient treasures that we have. Swamiji has been working day and night and giving us all the direct science from Sanatana Hindu Dharma, which is well advanced. So we are just taking a few of those excerpts, and we'll be sharing with all of you during this time. Every day we are live from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Indian Standard Time. So you all can tune in here every day. And we will also be doing the power manifestation during this time, where we manifest different powers that Swamiji has initiated us with. So we were just learning about the DNA and how your DNA can actually be, like what exactly happens inside of you. We learned about what is junk DNA. See, there are two parts of your DNA. The DNA that you have, one which is known by the science, which is responsible for your form, all the diseases or how you look, everything. And the unknown, the second one, which the scientists are calling as junk DNA or shadow DNA, which is what Swamiji says as the Jivatman DNA, the self DNA. This DNA, which is there inside you, but it is not yet awakened inside of you. This DNA is there, which we just learned that almost 90% of it is junk DNA. But this is what Swamiji calls as Jivatman DNA. If you awaken that self DNA, you will start manifesting extraordinary powers. Life will become extraordinary joy when that is awakened. And the known DNA will drive. Those biomemories has to be dried. Otherwise, no other way. It cannot give you the life that you want. That is not your real blueprint. Understand, the DNA is literally like the blueprint of your entire body, which is there coded and sitting inside. But 90% of it being dormant, you are not expressing the fullest potential that you carry. By you awakening the remaining strands of your DNA, when you awaken those biomemories in you, you will start radiating the cosmic DNA inside of you.
And this is what Swamiji actually is revealing to us, because science is yet to even understand what exactly happens, or what is the junk DNA, or what is the what is the rest of the DNA. But Swamiji has revealed this profound science. Swamiji has revealed to us how one can awaken this, how one can understand this science. What happens when we awaken the DNA? Swamiji has not just revealed about it, but experientially awakened those DNA and made people, normal human beings like us, manifest powers and experience what exactly happens when you awaken the rest of the 90% of the DNA, the different strands of DNA. As we keep awakening, what exactly happens in us? Now, before we enter into that, another quick fun fact. Did you know that DNA activation in you can increase the capacity of the brain? Today, there are a lot of advanced scientific studies where DNA is considered and hailed as one of the most efficient data storing mechanisms. So, for us to understand it, your DNA, which is that tiny, minute part in you, has the capacity to perform various phenomenal tasks. Did you know that your DNA processes information, stores information much faster, much more efficient than a supercomputer? What we have as an innate potential is phenomenal. Every one of you here, because you're alive, you have DNA. And your DNA, all it needs to have is just awakening, initiation, and that is it. Your DNA will be awakened and you will experience the power of having an awakened DNA.
I see many viewers that are here, Nithyanandam, Tara, Chabira, Nithyanandam, and Ravichandran, Brandon Fuller, and V. Dhanaraju from Vishakhapatnam, Nithyanandam, Sarati Subhaya. Nice to have all of you. Would be wonderful if each of you can also keep sharing with us what exactly you're understanding, or even if you know something else more, please feel free to reach out to us. You can just let us know here. And I just also wanted to add to this. It's very important for us to first understand how can this DNA be awakened in us. So let's listen to a very small excerpt from Swamiji's satsang, where Swamiji reveals this.
How to activate more than one DNA strand in you, because most of the human beings have only one DNA activation. When you become a seeker, ready to take the risk of renouncing the sensual pleasure for something which you don't understand, the second DNA gets awakened. Remember who you are really. Remember who you are really. So naturally, like a lump you will feel, one part is that identity which you are showing to the world. Then one part will say, no, this is not, because this changes. I myself can convince myself to change the identity which I am projecting to the world in half an hour and can change it into another one. You see, sometimes when you are not able to maintain the, or when that identity gives you suffering, in half an hour, one cycle of time, one circle of time, the 21 minutes, you sit and talk to yourself and change it. Is it not? Then how can you be that? Not. It's liquid. It's changing. How can that be the me? No. Then what is me? What is me? In few minutes, naturally, you will feel there is some point in which you are cornering you. What is me? A kind of a silent awareness for a few seconds. Then what will happen? Because you are not able to be in the pressure of cornering you, it just gets bumped. It goes away to some subject or object, or it goes away something, and this idea gets lost. Means the third DNA, third strand DNA you are touching, but it is kicking you back. Hey, get out, don't come here. I am not interested in waking up now. I want to sleep a little more time. That is where you need seeking. Telling, no. I am not just going to build my body, I am going to build my DNA structure. I tell you, with seeking, do weightlifting. That will get into your DNA structure. With awareness, when you lift the weight, feel the tremendous pressure, not pain. Understand, when you are with awareness, it will never be a pain. It can only be called as pressure on your muscles and system. With awareness, with seeking, go on doing which your muscle does not want to do. First step, see, who am I? The lump of the identity and lump of the identity which negates the identity. These two are you as on now. So now, if that can be changed, how can that be you? No, it cannot be. Is it not? Then dig, who is that me? Who is that me? Whenever you are thrown out, again without repenting, dig. With intense seeking. No. I am clear. I am going to awaken the extra higher strands of DNA. If you feel, no, that is not that inspiring. Who knows what is 12 strands, DNA and all that. Then at least see, here is a person whose all strands of DNA is awakened. What game he is playing, what life he is living, how he is. Then take this as an inspiration and push yourself. That's all. I tell you, intense seeking simply awakens at least 4 to 5 strands of DNA. Nothing else. Nothing else. You don't need any sadhana. Just intense craving. So the essence is 3 things. First, see, who am I? The personality which can be changed is not you. So dig, then who am I? When you feel you are hitting the dead end or suffocation, increase the seeking, intensity, passion, and look again. When I say again, again and again and again and again, till you awaken the next strand of DNA.
Nithyananda.
So now Swamiji gave us a direct technique of how you can awaken the DNA. Just Swamiji gave us a technique. Now, what we are going to understand next is how and why you should actually have a breakthrough in your DNA. Why you should actually awaken this DNA inside of you. The amount of things, the data that is stored in your DNA, there are recent studies that show that literally the entire universe's data is stored in your DNA. Now you might wonder, so what? How does it, really matter for me? If these things are present in my DNA, is it going to make a change in my life? Like if I awaken a particular strand of DNA, what is exactly going to happen for me? The first foremost thing you will see is a huge surge in your energy level. Your mitochondrial energy levels shoot up 300%. It's extraordinarily high. And you will just be in the state of immense bliss, just like that, without even you doing any effort from your side. And did you also know that due to this, when this DNA is getting awakened inside of you, and when you are manifesting this extraordinary ability of like being very blissful, and for you to be able to be in that highest blissful state inside you, you will also start seeing that so many powers start manifesting through you. Nithyanandam re-rhymes and Fabian Frick and Arya Nithyanandam to all of you. So nice to have all of you here. So now let us understand. Yes, Rai rhymes. I see that you have put wow. Absolutely, this is actually possible for us. And I have seen, personally witnessed how so many people have been healed from diseases and disorders that the doctors had told it is genetic. But after they come receive the healing initiation from Swamiji, they have experienced tremendous healing. And this is one thing is healing. It also gives us an anti-aging effect. Your cells start getting replenished instead of degenerating. The amount of stem cells in you start increasing. All these are possible because what happens is the awakening in a very, very, very deeper level. Actually, we have not even introduced to you fully yet about what is DNA. We only know when I was in high school and I learned about DNA. It was just one of many chapters. I learned about it and I was, of course, like wowed by it, saying, wow, such a tiny thing and it carries so much of information and that literally codes our entire body. And it is not just our features alone. I used to think it was just our physical features, but it is the characteristics. And sometimes it even passes the incompletions or the trauma that your ancestors have been having. It's even called as generational trauma, especially the people that have been victims of the Holocaust. Even in the third or fourth generation, even to this day, they had those symptoms of these traumas. When the DNA repair is happening for you, meaning when your DNA is getting awakened and getting cleansed, what happens is all the old patterns in you or any of these borrowed incompletions that you have been having, the borrowed samskaras that you have been having from your ancestors, all those will also be healed. Understand? Whatever I'm talking, you all can just right now go Google and see, just go Google search and see about generational trauma. You will find out all these details. These are something that science has very recently started discovering. but what Hinduism has very clearly documented about thousands of years before. And okay, I see a comment. Rai Rhymes is saying, I found intensity followed by deep calmness created a energetic bubble that wrap around me for a limited amount of time. That is beautiful, Aya. Actually, that means at that particular time, literally from your very DNA level, you're getting connected to the macrocosm. You're getting connected to the cosmic frequency. When our DNA is fully awakened, we will start manifesting things to the highest level. Yes, Nithyanandam, Ranjit Sharma, and Naga Kiran, Nithyanandam, nice to have all of you here. You will start seeing that when your DNA, the layers and the layers of DNA is getting worked upon, physically, sometimes the pains that are there leaves your system. And you will have a completely new perspective about life. Something totally unique happens in our systems. The Brihadaranyaka Upanishad very beautifully says, Tadyatha pesha shakari pesha so matra mamupadaya anyanavataram kalyanat agruram rupam tanute evam evayam atmeya shariram nihatyayam avidyam gamayitvanyan avatram kalyanatharugam rupam. It says, just as how a goldsmith takes an old piece of jewelry and fashions it into a newer and a better form, as the embodied Atma casts off its old body and makes for itself a newer and a better form, like that of the ancestors. And it also gives us further revelations about how we have the memory of our ancestors, we have the information of our ancestors that are stored inside our DNA. And now, when this information that is stored in the DNA level gets awakened, you will also start manifesting things that what possibilities your ancestors had. How many of you have known about how in our Vedic period, it was always that the son followed what the father was doing? We have had some of the most marvelous temples, the world's most marvelous structures, the temples. You will find so many unique things like the floating pillars of Lepakshi temple, or be it the musical pillars, be it how the tallest granite structure, the tallest single granite rock, where the temple, the Brihadishwara temple, where even no shadow is falling on the ground. We know about all of these things. How are these things actually, how did our ancestors have the knowledge to do all of these things? One very important thing that plays a pivotal role in this is in our Vedic tradition, we always had the sons following the occupation what their fathers were doing. How many of you have heard about this? If you have heard about this, take a moment now and leave a comment. Just post a comment in the comment section. If you have heard about this, Bhavan Singh Nithyanandam and Vijay Mishra Nithyanandam, nice to have all of you here. How many of you have heard about this? Just take a moment now. If you have heard about how in our Vedic period that the children used to do the exact same occupation as the father. For example, if the father is a sculptor, the children also used to be carrying forward the same profession. Okay, Abhilash Nandakumar is saying yes. And Bhavan Singh is saying, yes, I worked with my father in woodworking. That's nice to know. Okay. Kumar Sangakara is also saying he heard it. Can you all also take a moment, guess, why do you think this was being followed in the Vedic period? I actually gave you some hints before. So take a moment now and just guess. Why do you think that in our Vedic period, the sons always followed what occupation their father was doing? Yes, Nithyananda, Mashuka Yoga. Okay, Kumar Sangakara is saying mastering one art. Okay, I'm curious to hear from all of you. Please take a moment and all of you post. Why do you think the children always followed the occupation of their father?
Post whatever you think, whatever you can guess. Just take a guess. You all can post. Masuka Yoga.
Okay, Kumar Sangakara is also adding Kula, education and occupation. Why do you think they were doing that? A very interesting fact. Now the scientists are discovering about how when something is stored in your DNA, you had the ability to perform very well in that. This was our very lifestyle. You know why? Because now when the father is doing something, let's say he's a sculptor, and he spends 30 to 40 years of his life sculpting and mastering that art. Now, this mastery gets stored where? In his very DNA. His DNA starts recording all of these. You're understanding? Now, when this DNA is storing and recording all of these things, when the child picks up the same thing and does, he is not going to start again from scratch. He is going to pick up from where his father left. So, his 30, 40 years, the professional experience has come as a bonus just through his DNA.
And Ma Divyananda, you have posted that it's a natural way to learn by watching your father and doing and helping him while growing up. Sons would become experts too, and the society would be better off. Yes, that's true to one extent. Watching is one thing, but the very movements, the very knowledge about it, the intelligence behind it. Let's say, for example, a father has learned a particular sports fight. He's under pressure, the movements or the body's ability to adapt to those kind of the rigidity and the demeanor of the body, everything gets carried over through the DNA into the child. And the most important fact here is Hinduism is not just limited to this birth. Our DNA stores the previous life's information, like birth together, the information is stored in our DNA. Even now, every one of you, you are all posting here that each of you have that, like each of you have exposure to this knowledge, right, about DNA. But we have a knowledge which is limited to understanding about in this life. Hinduism was so advanced. They stored in the DNA the information about particular field of knowledge that particular DNA excels in. That is why in Hinduism we have something called gotras. It is the knowledge is not just carried over in one birth. It's not just by you seeing your father, you carry it. No, it's carried births after births. The whole knowledge is passed down through the hereditary.
Rai Rhymes has asked a question, I think. He is posted saying, Christ set aside his work, that was his earth fathers. So weakness is why a boy follows his earth father. Rai Rhymes, in Hinduism, we have a very unique concept. How a soul chooses to assume its body. Understand? You're not here in this form because you're some sinner. No, you are here because it was your conscious choice and you are here to radiate God inside of you. and you in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, we have the most powerful cognition. Even to start prayer, we started from the basis as Sohamasmi. Even when I am in delusion, whether I realize the truth now or not, I know that me and Paramashiva, the ultimate supreme Godhead, both are from the same source. So, when the lifestyle of Hinduism, the societal planning, and how the society is supposed to function, everything, the lifestyle that was set was based on advanced scientific knowledge. I'm just telling you a few things, but in further shows, we are going to delve deeper into these topics. Since you brought this up, I just wanted to say it is not because we consciously choose this body and our surroundings. We choose it based on the previous samskara, like how Bhagavan Shri Krishna, in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he says how we, based on our past life samskara, assume this body to fulfill those samskaras.
And also to rhymes, we do not, in Hinduism, there is no original sin. We don't carry guilt forward. We are taught and we are made to understand that we are descendants of the divine. Amritasya Putra. That's the first declaration that our sacred scriptures make. That is why, if you see in Hinduism, each of you identify from different gotras. How many of you have had it? Probably your parents would say you're from Vishwamitra Gotra, you're from Vashishta Gotra, you're from Valmiki's Gotra, you're from Odgalya Gotra. Like that, they'll give different examples, right? They'll say, oh, you're from this Gotra and that Gotra. But what does it mean? And why does it play importance? Please understand, each DNA, the intelligence, knowledge, and the science, the sacred secrets are stored in the DNA and passed down to generations after generations after generation. And that intelligence is even now stored in your DNA. Let's say if you are from Vishwamitra Gotra, the science of astras, the knowledge of weaponry, archery, everything that Rishi Vishwamitra had is still stored in your DNA. And merely by awakening your DNA, you will be able to access those sacred secrets and sciences. That is why, if you see so many examples, Vyasa son Sugabrahma, he was enlightened. He also mastered the same field that Bhagavan Vedavyasa mastered. Dasharatha's son, Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra, he excelled far better than Dasharatha in the field that Dasharatha was in. So many examples if we take. The DNA carries the information from generations after generations, which will enable you to start exactly from where your ancestors ended. You don't need to go through the same whole process again. To whatever they mastered, you will already have it. You will simply just awaken it. When you go to the Guru will awaken your DNA, and then you will simply have to continue learning from where your ancestors left it before.
I hope all of you are clicking with it. Please feel free to ask and add. Kumar Sangakaran, I just wanted to add to what you're saying. You're saying about how 10 generations of your memory, the 10 generations memory is stored in your DNA. It's not just 10 generations, it is also the millions of births that you have taken. All of this information is stored. Mashukar was asking how to get to know the Gotra if I have no idea where I'm from. You need to be knowing where you are from, at least if you know your ancestry and you know where was, like if you could trace it back, at least a place from where you are, whether you're from a particular region in India. And if you know that, then you could narrow down to a few of those Gotras. But it's important to know, just see, it is based on your last name. Many times the last names will also denote what is the Gotra you are having. And of course, you being Swamiji's disciple, and you've been initiated by Swamiji, so you will carry literally Swamiji's DNA inside of you.
And that's the best news for you, Ma, because Swamiji said, if any of you do not know which Gotra you belong to, Swamiji said, do not worry. we all naturally belong to the Nithyananda Gotra. The moment you are initiated into anything, the moment Swamiji initiates you, that means you are awakened with the Nithyananda Gotra, which consists of all of these Gotras put together. So you don't even have to worry. The moment you are initiated, Swamiji's very own DNA gets awakened in you, especially when you start manifesting powers. You will see that it will simply just express awaken Swamiji's DNA in you.
Yes, and Rai Rhymes has brought one more interesting perspective. He's saying, so is it something like the best way to send someone who is seeking is to send them all the way back to their original DNA? Like to say, look at your grandfather, he could run fast now, run fast. So now you run fast. That will not be satisfying, right? Yes. So awakening of DNA is not something just as simple as just telling. If it was just telling, then by now all of us should have been superhumans. It is not just telling. See, whatever ideas we are carrying, right? All these are stored in very, very deeper levels of our biomemory. Now, the thing, the belief, the cognition needs to be drilled as deep into that. Your understanding, it is not as simple as how much we are saying, look, you know this knowledge, come on, you start doing. No, it needs to be awakened inside of you. There used to be a tribal village, I think near Madhya Pradesh, and Swamiji had gone there during his Parivrajaka time. And there were so many villages there, and people there, almost everybody looked so blissful. There was not a single person who was in depression or had any kind of sadness. This went on, Swamiji was seeing for almost a week, and there's not even a conflict. All he could hear was just giggling sounds, and everybody in the tribal village were extremely happy. And a week later, he saw that a woman who was pregnant went into the hut all by herself, and in just a few more minutes, she was carrying a baby and came out. And there was not a single sound of anybody screaming or crying in pain. Nothing was there. And Swamiji said that Swamiji was really surprised. And he went and asked one of the the village officials. And the chief of the tribe's group, he explained to Swamiji that there is no idea of pain at all in their entire village, because from a very young age, women are worshipped over there, and they do not ill-treat their body. And according to them, the very fundamental belief is that whenever a woman becomes mature, she actually starts radiating the divine. Just because of that one cognition, nobody experiences any pregnancy pain or any kind of suffering. And in their dictionary, there was no word for suffering. Like nobody had anything called as suffering or pain in their vocabulary. So because of that, none of them face anything called as mental depression or any kind of mental issues. Understand, the belief that you carry now is way deeper than you even understand or cognize. How many of you are understanding this? If you are understanding this, you all can post here. Yes, Nithyanandam, Sureshaya, and Navigil. Please take a moment if you are able to click with this. Actually, the link is projected for all of you on the screen right now, paramashivoham.org. If you are interested, if you want to really awaken your deeper strands of DNA, you have a chance. You can sign up for Paramashivoham, and where Swamiji himself will you'll actually be taken through one-on-one session where you will be given personalized consultation. There will be acharyas who will guide you, and Swamiji will give you a very, very powerful breakthrough. And we are also having the pre-program that has already started, a 3-hour program where you will be taken through to go look inside you way more deeper than what you are currently, and to come out of any pains and sufferings that you are carrying and suffocating inside you. So if you are interested, take a moment and go ahead and sign up on the link that is projected on your screen. It's paramashivoham.org. And as all of you are registering, I just wanted to tell, now we're going to watch a small excerpt from Swamiji Satsang, where Swamiji is going to take us through the different levels of DNA and how the awakening happens.
Whenever you feel the seeking has dried up, don't worry. The next strand of DNA is getting awakened. You are progressing. Don't think 3 years life is wasted, 4 years life is wasted, 5 years life is wasted. No. Next strand of DNA is getting awakened. How can something be wasted? Understand? Very beautifully Shankara says, even one sloka of Bhagavad Gita chanting, little water drinking, once casually saying Krishna Govinda cannot be wasted. Even that cannot go as waste. Then how can so many years meditating or practicing or being around the master can go waste? No. Next strand of DNA is getting awakened. That is why the dry land. That is why the dry scene. Usually after the 5-6 strands of DNA awakened, next DNA awakening will not be painful. That is what I call enlightenment. You understand? Usually for a normal man, I can say 6 strands of DNA. But till the 6 strands of DNA, when you cross every strand, you will always look back. Means, oh, am I doing right or wrong? It's painful. I think I'm wasting time. Why not get married and suffer? Sorry, get married and be happy. At least when you think, that's what you think. Or why not do this? Why not do that? It's almost like you are being pushed to the wall. But after 6th, no. After 6th, any transition of that next strand of DNA awakening, there will not be any pain. It's just smooth thing. That's what I am saying. See, 0 to 6, 1 will be always awakened the moment you have the body. And the second will be awakened the moment you start seeking. And the 2nd to 6th is enlightenment period. The 6th to 12th is the incarnation period. By the time the 12th is awakened, you are an incarnation. And one more thing, after the 12th is awakened, there are hundreds of new layers opens up. That is what the new layers, when it opens up, that is what is Purnavatara. Means that so many different truths and revelations constantly being revealed to the world. Constantly being shared to the world. So actually, now we can make this whole thing as a simple medical test. We can see how many strands of your DNA is awakened and give you the report. Are you going through depression? See, 3rd is awakened, 4th is getting awakened. Don't eat my head. Go. I am not interested anymore in sitting and consoling you. And I am not interested anymore in sitting and talking to you. And even after I talk, you think I am consoling you. I am not interested in consoling you. I have the medical report, get out. Go and do the next job. We'll make it very clear. Because it's all science, simply provable. Simply provable. I think first we will prove working on my DNA, the 12 strands are vacant. When that is clearly proved, then this whole science is proved. And I will clearly reveal, when you cross the lust, the third strand is vacant. When you cross the fear, the fourth strand is vacant. When you cross the unknown feeling, whether fear or lust, you don't even know, the fifth strand is vacant. When you cross the suffocation, which you can't even call as a fear or insecurity or greed, you can't name it, but just you are angry. You are just angry at everything. Especially it is usually directed towards me only. Because I am the only person who is constantly seen by your eyes and gets recorded. So it's like when you look at this light for 2 seconds and close your eyes, you will see the imprint of that light inside. You will see the negative of that light inside. Same way, naturally, constantly you are seeing me only. So when you close your eyes, you will see the negative of me inside and put the blame on me. So the fighting with master, that is the time that sixth strand is getting vacant.
How did I manifest? Actually, we sold the house 6 months ago. We made a really good deal, but we're not supposed to, because my family, nobody is following Swamiji. Like no one in my surrounding. So it's difficult, to obviously convince someone to, for this program. And it was difficult for me because I had to take that decision myself, if I have to, on the money of the house that we were waiting for, to buy another one, to have a smaller one. And I just decided because for me it's not more the cost or the value of the program, because nobody would understand that. After the first day, I said that this program was million, so this is how I felt. But before knowing what's going to happen, for me it was more about really giving my contribution to KAILASA in a way, because what Swamiji is doing is so amazing, and it's going to be even just so much not enough, but that's what made my decision.
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Bandvatitam Gagan Sadrisham Tattvamasyadirlakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavaditam Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam. My name is Dr. Shilpa Anil Kumar. I am from Tumkur, Karnataka, India. I have been a devotee of Swamiji since 2005. In 2005, I attended my first program called ASP, which I thought was some personality development program, and I attended. But only later on I realized that it is a spiritual program, and that's when I realized that Swamiji is my guru, and no looking back after that. Since I was a kid, I have always been praying to Lord Paramashiva. Lord Shiva is my Ishta Devata. And after I met Swamiji and attended several programs and took initiations, I realized, my being realized that Paramashiva himself has incarnated as my Guru Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. I have been attending so many of Swamiji's programs, two-day program, weekend programs, 21-day programs, and 3-month programs. And every program has taken me to a higher level. But after attending Paramashivoham level 3, I realized that it is beyond any program. I cannot even call it a program. It was like literally sitting with Lord Paramashiva in KAILASA. Because what I got out of the program, I don't have words to describe that. Every day was like Swamiji was pouring himself into us. We would be sitting for hours with Swamiji in Upanishad, and it would appear like Swamiji is just sitting and doing nothing. But only by the next day, I would realize that so much of transformation has happened inside me. Then I would know that Swamiji has done to me, and I was getting better and better. And the best part of the program that I enjoyed was the 3 Guru form that Swamiji was sitting. There is Paramaguru Dakshinamurti, Asura Guru Shukracharya, and Devaguru Brihaspati. That day Swamiji said, just write down whatever you want and I'll make it happen. You don't even have to show it to me. That day I sat and wrote so many things, pages together, and I don't even remember what all I wrote. And Swamiji said, it will all happen, whatever you ask will happen. And now I'm realizing that one by one the things that I wrote, the boons that I asked for is happening. And so many miracles have happened in my life since then. And how the 21 days passed by was like 21 minutes. And now I feel like that by the end of the program, I felt that it should go on forever. It was so good. And after finishing the program, I realized that for those 21 days, I have not taken any medication at all. Because for the past 1.5 years, I have been suffering a lot with one or the other health issues, either body pains or fatigue, or unable to do any daily chores, workout, yoga, nothing. But after finishing the program, my enthusiasm and energy level has gone up so high. I've still not been taking any medicines at all. And one real pattern that I had was related to food. The desire to eat and hunger, for which I had taken blessings from Swamiji. And now I've seen that even that pattern has gone. And by just me attending the program, I'm seeing so many changes in my family also. We are constructing a house, and my husband has to go to all the government offices here. And how things happen in government offices in India, everybody knows. But here for us, by Swamiji's grace, everything is happening so smoothly. And it is wonderful, really nice. And after finishing the program, I've been continuing all doing yoga and everything. My body is so flexible and I'm feeling so healthy and enthusiastic and energetic. And I have no words to express my gratitude to Swamiji. But only thing I want is, from my heart, I feel is each and every being deserves to be with Swamiji in the PSM3, because what it is going to do to you, only you can realize after you attend the program, because Swamiji does so much for you. Swamiji sat there and cleared so many of our doubts and gave us so much of wisdom. It was simply unbelievable. So what I feel is, keeping everything aside, we should make PSM to be our first priority in life. And I just want to thank you, Swamiji, for giving me this opportunity. I'm very, very, very grateful to you, Swamiji. Thank you, Swamiji.
Nithyanandam, welcome back, dear viewers. As we were just listening to some of the phenomenal experiences. Yes, Nithyanandam, Sushma and Bhavan Singh, Ganga Gautam, Shanti Bas, Nithyanandam. Bhavan Singh, I saw that you had posted a message saying, is Gotra having to do with Panchanga? Gotra is literally like a grouping, like your family name. Basically, which lineage you belong to and what are the powers that are stored in your DNA. Like, for example, if you are from Andhra, you will be having the ability to do multiple things, multiple different forms of arts. You will have that stored in your DNA. You will be having the ability to be an avadhani who can perform multiple actions at the same time. You will have the ability to perform at least 1,000, sahasravadhani, 1,000 actions at the same time. Now, like this detail, like you would have noticed people having in their surname, the term, like, for example, let's say, Gwalior or Dwivedi or Trivedi. All these different names, the last names, actually denote what kind of a sect you are from. And when you ask, probably you can ask your parents or grandparents, they will tell you what Gotra you belong to. If you know that, then you will also get to know what kind of possibilities are there which can be awakened inside of you. That is the Gotra. Whereas Panchanga is completely a different concept. Panchanga is our Vedic calendar, which very, very precisely can tell us what timing, what is happening, what cosmological movement is happening. Hope that answered your question. And now it's time. Let us all get ready to enter into the next segment of our day, which is listening to Swamiji Satsang. We are going to be listening about how your DNA can be awakened to the superconscious mutation and how you can manifest that. Let's listen to it now from Swamiji.
अब देखो ये ऐसे देखे पट्टी बंद कर आंखों पे हर बार हटा कर सब दूर जो है कह जाएंगे कि सब देखते रह जाएंगे त्रिनेत्र जागरण इसे कहते हैं कथाओं में जो सुनने को मिलते हैं कहने में जो लगे नहीं इतना आसान इतना भी नहीं मुश्किल बात बनेगी संपूर्ण जब साथ है तो आओ एक दीक्षा की तो बात है सारी दुनिया में मगर एक ही इंसान नारे इंसान है भगवान जय 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 नित्यानंदा जय शिव शंकर नित्यानंदा जय 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 नित्यानंदा जय शिव शंकर नित्यानंदा मुस्कुराहट दिखे तो झटके सूर्य किरण रंग रंग बरसे चरण कमल की आहट सुनने भूमि की हर अंग अंग तरसे मुस्कुराहट दिखे तो झटके सूर्य किरण रंग रंग बरसे चरण कमल की आहट सुनने भूमि की हर अंग अंग तरसे आंगन में झूला झूले तो चिड़िया पक्षी सभी गाँव से उस सन्नाटे में बहती हवा जो भी कहना लगे गए सबसे आंगन में झूला झूले तो चिड़िया पक्षी सभी गाँव से उस सन्नाटे में बहती हवा जो भी कहना लगे गए सबसे सभी जाम से उस सन्नाटे में बहती हवा जो भी कहना लगे जाए सबसे திருபாதம் தூக்கி மறையோதுகின்றான் திரைசூடி அந்த நெருப்பாடலுக்கு தினம் ஆடுகின்றான் அவன் கூத்தனாக திருபாதம் தூக்கி மறையோதுகின்றான் திரைசூடி அந்த நெருப்பாடலுக்கு என்று இயலிசை நாடகமாய் முத்தமிழ் இயற்றிய நாயகனே தசதினி தாளமொடு இல்லை இல்லாடிடும் தாண்டவனே இன்மைக்கும் ஈரேழு பிறவிக்கும் துயர் நீக்க விரைந்து
ஓடோடி வருகின்ற யமயாலும் நடராஜா பயமாகி மயமாகி வலியாகி ஒலியாகி சித்தத்துள் முக்தி தர நித்யனாய் வந்தவா நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க வாழ்க நாதன் வாழ்க வாழ்க இமை பொழுதும் நீங்காதான் வாழ்க நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க வாழ்க நாதன் வாழ்க வாழ்க இமை பொழுதும் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் வாழ்க அண்டாண்டம் பிண்டாண்டம் அதில் ஆடிய கூத்தணி நாடலை பார்த்திடவே ஆண்டாண்டு காலமொடு மானிட கூட்டமும் ஏங்கியது ஆடுகின்றான் ஒரு பாதம் தூக்கி அவன் கூத்தனாக மறையோடுகின்றான் திரை சூடி அந்த நரின் பாடலுக்கு திரணனா திரணனா திரணா திரணா திரணனா திரணனா திரணா திரணா சரி 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 பவனி சரி பவனி சரி 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 பவனி சரி பவனி சரி சிதம்பர திருசபையில் நயமுடன் ஆடிடும் நர்த்தனனே உமையாம்பிகை நாயகனே உன்னை பாடிட வந்தேனே நால்வர் புகழ் பாடும் ஆடிய பாதத்தை நான் தொழ வேண்டும் அடியார்க்கும் அடியோனே அண்ட சராசரனே கை ஒலிதனிலே இருமொழியை தந்தித்த தாண்டவனே முதல் மொழி தமிழ் மொழியாய் மறுபுறம் வடமொழி உயிர் மொழியாய் மதி மாறாமல் மனம் போகாமல் விதி சேராமல் உன்னை பற்றிடுவேன் 64 கலை கட்டிடவே அது புரிந்திடைய அம்பல தரசே அச்சை அல்ல நீ அச்சம் நீக்கவே அந்தம் வந்த என் நம்பலவானனே நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க வாழ்க நாதன் வாழ்க வாழ்க இமை பொழுதும் வாழ்க நமசிவாய வாழ்க வாழ்க நாதன் வாழ்க வாழ்க இமை பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் வாழ்க ஆடுகின்றான் அவன் கூத்தனாக திருப்பாதம் தூக்கி மறையோதுகின்றான் சூட்டி அந்த நரின் பாடலுக்கு தினம் ஆடுகின்றான் ஒரு பாதம் தூக்கி அவன் கூத்தனாக மறையோதுகின்றான் சூடி அந்த நரின் பாடலுக்கு இயலிசை நாடகமாய் முத்தமிழ் இசைய நாயகனே தகதினி தாளமொடு இல்லை எல்லாடிடும் தாண்டவனே பயமாகி மயமாகி வலியாகி ஒலியாகி சித்தத்துள் முக்தி தர நித்யனாய் வந்தவா நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க வாழ்க நாதன் வாழ்க வாழ்க இமை பொழுதும் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் வாழ்க நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க வாழ்க நாதன் வாழ்க வாழ்க இமை பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் வாழ்க நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க
नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिव समारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि परमशिव शक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरु परम्पराम् I welcome all of you with my love and blessing. I welcome all the KAILASA's ministers, ambassadors, diplomats, citizens, consulate generals, supporters, Mantreshwara, Vidyeshwara, Ganeshwara, Lokeshwara, Astreshwara. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Paramashiva's message directly from KAILASA, Maha KAILASA. Paramashivoham experience is literally Paramashiva happening in your aham. Paramashiva manifesting in all is complete Paramadvaita Swabhava, with all his dimensions, with all his energy, with all his experience, with all his manifestations, with all his possibilities, with all his powers, he himself manifesting in Paramadvaita is Paramashivoham. Today is Amavasya. Next Amavasya is the Mahashivaratri. From that day, the Paramashivoham is going to start. For the 21 days, from Mahashivaratri, 21 days. It's like March 1st to March 21st. This whole month, this Amavasya, today till Shivaratri, this whole month, we will have Paramashivoham initiation program. This Paramashivoham initiation program is free for all. I'm just going to initiate all of you morning and evening. 2 sessions every day. Go on initiating all of you into Paramashivoham. This program, this 1 month from today to Shivaratri, this whole 30 days, sorry, maybe may not be 30 days, it's a month. It's a month as per the Hindu calendar, Amavasya to Amavasya. At least 2 sessions a day, I'll go on be initiating all of you, preparing all of you to manifest Paramashivoham. Whoever is very sincere about manifesting Paramashivoham, start attending from today till Shivaratri, this Paramashivoham initiation. It is free for all. I am opening it for all. At least 2 initiations every day, because I have to give you 108 great spiritual products from Maha KAILASA, starting from the Kundalini awakening, initiating your 7 chakras, then awakening your 7 bodies, then the science of Nirvikalpa Samadhi, unclutching, then initiating you and manifesting complete completion, Purnatva, then initiating you into Sahaja Samadhi, perpetual completion, then initiating you into manifesting powers. It's like more than 108 great gifts I have brought from KAILASA, which I was sharing last 25 years. with the whole world. Now, I have put the whole thing together in a nutshell, powerful way, like new and clear, ready to just explode in your consciousness and start manifesting. Last 3 years, me being away from the humanity, understand, last 3 years, me being completely away from humanity, staying away from whole chaos called human civilization, this modern civilization, has given me so much of space to be with Kailasa completely and download this whole Paramadvaita. Please understand, when a person feels he is peaceful, happy with himself and his existence, he delivers the best. Last 3 years, not only I am feeling peaceful and happy inside, that I feel from the time Paramashiva gave me the Paramadvaita as Arunagiri Yogishwara, from the age of 10. From that time I feel that inside. Last 3 years, not only inside, even outside I am feeling that. Absolute Paramashanta, Paramananda, Parama Advaita, Samadhi Sthiti. So understand, I am in my best form. So I am going to deliver the best things Paramashiva gave me in the best way. From today, this whole month, till Mahashivaratri, attend all the initiations I am giving. That is enough preparation for Paramashivoham level 3. People tell me, how should I prepare? What should I do? How can I manifest? I should manifest this Guru Dakshina. I should manifest this. I should manifest time. I should manifest what all I should manifest mentally, physically, economically to prepare myself for Paramashivoham. Understand, attend this Paramashivoham initiation morning and evening, whatever time I am coming and sitting here. At least 2 initiation I will give every day. Paramashivoham initiation till Shivaratri day. Attend this, you will see. I am blessing you all as the living manifestation of Paramashiva. All of you will experience Paramashivoham level 3, and the Paramadvaita. Paramadvaita is what Paramashiva wants to give you all through this Paramashivoham. You will be prepared physically, mentally, economically, emotionally, psychologically, consciously. Everything you need will come to you. Just attend this Paramashivoham initiation. This whole month, attend this Paramashivoham initiation. I will cause your reality not only to come to Paramashivoham, to manifest Paramashivoham and Paramadvaita. This whole month, 2 initiation, at least 2 initiation per day. I will be giving from morning and evening. It's absolutely open for everyone, free for all. I'll awaken your DNA, layers of DNA. I awaken your consciousness. I'll transmit the bioenergy of Paramashiva. Everything Paramashiva gave me from KAILASA, I will share it with you all. I am in such a happy, peaceful, extremely safe, secured space and place. Because I am in absolute peace, Paramashanta and Paramananda. I can perform the best. I can give the best. I can shower the best. To all of you. Now itself I am making it clear. Paramashivoham level 3 cannot be equated to any money. It's a pure gift from Paramashiva. That is the reason this 1 month whole initiation I am making it free for all. This whole initiation 1 month is free for all. So there is no economical commitment. At least 2 initiation will be happening morning and evening. It's open for all, free for all. These energies initiation, experiences, expertise, all I am showering through this Paramashivoham initiation. This whole month, from this Amavasya to next Amavasya, will literally make Paramashiva grow in your inner space, in your being. Last 3 years continuously being in the space and place of KAILASA has filled me with everything best. So what I am going to do now is not repetition, it is revival with trillion times intensity. "25 years ago, the completion I spoke, I may be using the same word, but the impact of the initiation on you will be trillion times greater now, because the whole initiation software has evolved to the next level. First I bow down to Mahaganapati and start the initiation. Paramashivoham initiation from today till next Amavasya, like Mahashivaratri. Bow down to Mahaganapati. Om Mahaganapataye Namaha Om. Om Mahaganapataye Namaha Om. Om Mahaganapataye Namaha Om. Om Mahaganapataye Namaha Om.
गणपतये नमः ओम।
सारी सरिता परि पमरि मरिसा सारी सरिता परि पमरि मरिसा कालरुद्राय ते नमः वीरभद्राय ते नमः नित्यानन्दाय ते नमः।
ओम महागणपतये नमः। ओम गं गणपतये नमः। ओम 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 ओम
गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लंबोदराय एकदंताय विघ्नविनाशिने शिवसुधाय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः।
गजमुख गजमुख गजानना गजमुख गजमुख गजानना गजमुख गजमुख गजानना गजमुख गजमुख गजानना गौरी नंदन नित्यानंदा गौरी नंदन नित्यानंदा गौरी नंदन नित्यानंदा गौरी नंदन नित्यानंदा गजमुख गजमुख गजानना गजमुख गजमुख गजानना गिरिजानंदन नित्यानंदा गिरिजानंदन नित्यानंदा गिरिजानंदन नित्यानंदा गिरिजानंदन नित्यानंदा गिरीशनंदन नित्यानंदा गिरीशनंदन नित्यानंदा गिरीशनंदन नित्यानंदा गिरीशनंदन नित्यानंदा गजमुख गजमुख गजानना ಗೌರಿ ನಂದನ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಗೌರಿ ನಂದನ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಗಜಮುಖ ಗಜಮುಖ ಗಜಾನನ ಗಜಮುಖ ಗಜಾನನ ಗಿರಿಜಾನಂದನ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಗಿರಿಜಾನಂದನ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಗಿರಿಜಾನಂದನ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಗಿರಿಜಾನಂದನ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಗಿರೀಶನಂದನ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಗಿರೀಶನಂದನ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಗಜಮುಗ ಗಜಮುಗ ಗಜಾನನ ಗಜಮುಗ ಗಜಮುಗ ಗಜಾನನ ಲಂಬೋದರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಗಜಾನನ ಲಂಬೋದರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಗಜಾನನ ಲಂಬೋದರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಗಜಾನನ ಲಂಬೋದರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಗಜಾನನ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ನಂದನ ಪರಮದಯಾಕರ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ನಂದನ ಪರಮದಯಾಕರ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ನಂದನ ಪರಮದಯಾಕರ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ನಂದನ ಪರಮದಯಾಕರ ಲಂಬೋದರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಗಜಾನನ ಲಂಬೋದರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಗಜಾನನ ಬಂದ ವಿಮೋಚನ ಭವ ಭಯಭಂಜನ ಬಂದ ವಿಮೋಚನ ಭವ ಭಯಭಂಜನ ಬಂದ ವಿಮೋಚನ ಭವ ಭಯಭಂಜನ ಬಂದ ವಿಮೋಚನ ಭವ ಭಯಭಂಜನ ಪ್ರಣವ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ನಿತ್ಯನೂತನ ಪ್ರಣವ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ನಿತ್ಯನೂತನ ಪ್ರಣವ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ನಿತ್ಯನೂತನ ಪ್ರಣವ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ನಿತ್ಯನೂತನ ಪಾಹಿ ಪ್ರಭೋ ಮಾಂ ಪಾಹಿ ಗಜಾನನ 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 ಲಂಬೋದರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಗಜಾನನ ಲಂಬೋದರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಗಜಾನನ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ನಂದನ ಪರಮದಯಾಕರ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ನಂದನ ಪರಮದಯಾಕರ ಬಂದ ವಿಮೋಚನ ಭವ ಭಯಭಂಜನ ಬಂದ ವಿಮೋಚನ ಭವ ಭಯಭಂಜನ ಬಂದ ವಿಮೋಚನ ಭವ ಭಯಭಂಜನ ಬಂದ ವಿಮೋಚನ ಭವ ಭಯಭಂಜನ ಪ್ರಣವ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ನಿತ್ಯನೂತನ ಪ್ರಣವ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ನಿತ್ಯನೂತನ ಪಾಹಿ ಪ್ರಭೋ ಮಾಂ ಪಾಹಿ ಗಜಾನನ 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 ಲಂಬೋದರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಗಜಾನನ ಲಂಬೋದರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಗಜಾನನ ಲಂಬೋದರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಗಜಾನನ ಲಂಬೋದರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಗಜಾನನ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ನಂದನ ಪರಮದಯಾಕರ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ನಂದನ ಪರಮದಯಾಕರ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ನಂದನ ಪರಮದಯಾಕರ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ನಂದನ ಪರಮದಯಾಕರ ಲಂಬೋದರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಗಜಾನನ ಲಂಬೋದರ ನಿತ್ಯ ಗಜಾನನ ಬಂದ ವಿಮೋಚನ ಭವ ಭಯಭಂಜನ ಬಂದ ವಿಮೋಚನ ಭವ ಭಯಭಂಜನ ಬಂದ ವಿಮೋಚನ ಭವ ಭಯಭಂಜನ ಬಂದ ವಿಮೋಚನ ಭವ ಭಯಭಂಜನ ಪ್ರಣವ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ನಿತ್ಯನೂತನ ಪ್ರಣವ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ನಿತ್ಯನೂತನ ಪಾಹಿ ಪ್ರಭೋ
गजाननं गणेशचरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं नित्यस्मरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं नित्यस्मरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं गणेशचरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं गणेशचरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं नित्यस्मरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं नित्यस्मरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं सद्गुरु शरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं सद्गुरु शरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं भवभयहरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं भवभयहरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं गणेशचरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं गणेशचरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं नित्यस्मरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं नित्यस्मरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं सद्गुरु शरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं सद्गुरु शरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं भवभयहरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं भवभयहरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं चरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं गणेशचरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं नित्यस्मरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं नित्यस्मरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं सद्गुरु शरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं सद्गुरु शरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं भवभयहरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं भवभयहरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं गणेशचरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं गणेशचरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं नित्यस्मरणं परमपावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं नित्य स्मरणं परम पावनं नित्यानन्दं गजाननं नित्यानन्दं गजाननम् नित्यानन्दं गजाननम्
नित्यानन्द हे नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द हे नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द हे नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द हे नित्यानन्द गौरी तनया गजानना गौरी तनया गजानना गौरी तनया गजानना गौरी तनया गजानना नित्यानन्द हे नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द हे नित्यानन्द गौरी तनया गजानना गौरी तनया गजानना हे नित्यानन्दन जय जगद्वन्दन हे नित्यानन्दन जय जगद्वन्दन हे नित्यानन्दन जय जगद्वन्दन हे नित्यानन्दन जय जगद्वन्दन विद्याभूति प्रदायना विद्याभूति प्रदायना विद्याभूति प्रदायना विद्याभूति प्रदायना विद्याभूति प्रदायना विद्याभूति प्रदायना परमनिरञ्जन मूषिकवाहना परमनिरञ्जन मूषिकवाहना परमनिरञ्जन मूषिकवाहना परमनिरञ्जन मूषिकवाहना नित्यपुरीश्वर नित्यानन्द नित्यपुरीश्वर नित्यानन्द नित्यपुरीश्वर नित्यानन्द नित्यपुरीश्वर नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द हे नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द हे नित्यानन्द गौरी तनया गजानना गौरी तनया गजानना गौरी तनया गजानना गौरी तनया गजानना नित्यानन्द हे नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द हे नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द हे नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द हे नित्यानन्द गौरी तनया गजानना गौरी तनया गजानना हे नित्यानन्दन जय जगद्वन्दन हे नित्यानन्दन जय जगद्वन्दन हे नित्यानन्दन जय जगद्वन्दन हे नित्यानन्दन जय जगद्वन्दन विद्याभूति प्रदायना विद्याभूति प्रदायना परमनिरञ्जन मूषिकवाहना परमनिरञ्जन मूषिकवाहना नित्यपुरीश्वर नित्यानन्द नित्यपुरीश्वर नित्यानन्द नित्यपुरीश्वर नित्यानन्द नित्यपुरीश्वर नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द हे नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द हे మూషికవాహన మూషికవాహన నిత్యపురీశ్వర నిత్యానంద నిత్యపురీశ్వర నిత్యానంద నిత్యపురీశ్వర నిత్యానంద నిత్యపురీశ్వర నిత్యానంద నిత్యానంద హే నిత్యానంద నిత్యానంద హే నిత్యానంద గౌరీ తనయ గజానన గౌరీ తనయ గజానన హే నిత్యానందన జయ జగద్వందన హే నిత్యానందన జయ జగద్వందన విద్యాభూతి ప్రదాయక విద్యాభూతి ప్రదాయక పరమనిరంజన మూషికవాహన పరమనిరంజన మూషికవాహన నిత్యపురీశ్వర నిత్యానంద నిత్యపురీశ్వర నిత్యానంద నిత్యానంద హే నిత్యానంద నిత్యానంద హే నిత్యానంద నిత్యానంద హే నిత్యానంద నిత్యానంద హే నిత్యానంద గౌరీ తనయ గజానన గౌరీ తనయ గజానన నిత్యానంద హే నిత్యానంద నిత్యానంద హే నిత్యానంద గౌరీ తనయ గజానన గౌరీ తనయ గజానన నిత్యపురీశ్వర నిత్యానంద నిత్యపురీశ్వర నిత్యానంద
చంద్రకళాధర నిత్యానంద శశివదన శివ నిత్యానంద చంద్రకళాధర నిత్యానంద శశివదన శివ నిత్యానంద గౌరీ శంకర నిత్యానంద కనక సవేశ నిత్యానంద గౌరీ శంకర నిత్యానంద కనక సవేశ నిత్యానంద కరుణామూర్తి నిత్యానంద అరుణాచలేశ నిత్యానంద కరుణామూర్తి నిత్యానంద అరుణాచలేశ నిత్యానంద केशव नरहरि नित्यानंद श्याम गोपाला नित्यानंद केशव नरहरि नित्यानंद श्याम गोपाला नित्यानंद मुरली गोपाल नित्यानंद मुरली मनोहर नित्यानंद मुरली गोपाल नित्यानंद मुरली मनोहर नित्यानंद गोकुल नंदन नित्यानंद नटवर श्याम नित्यानंद गोकुल नंदन नित्यानंद नटवर श्याम नित्यानंद
महागणपतिरवतु मां श्री महागणपतिरवतु मां श्री महागणपतिरवतु मां नित्या मातङ्गमुखश्री महागणपतिरवतु मां नित्या मातङ्गमुखश्री महागणपतिरवतु मां नित्या मातङ्गमुखश्री महागणपतिरवतु मां नित्या मातङ्गमुखश्री महागणपतिरवतु जनक विधेन्द्र संभूत कमल नयन निवासो राम जनक विधेन्द्र संभूत कमल नयन निवासो राम जनक विधेन्द्र संभूत कमल नयन निवासो कोमलकर वल्लभनहर गुरुभाग्रज शिवात्मज कोमलकर वल्लभनहर गुरुभाग्रज शिवात्मज मम गमरि गम गणकुजं निसरे किटद पनि सजुदरि सरि मद गणं मगमदन तपम मदि निजम पनि पगिदरि पनि सरि कुकुन्दरि ममनि दगिरजं निगमदरि निदरि निदरि कुकुन्दरि पनि पदनि निदरि निगमनि दजं ददानि कमदनि निदतु श्री महागणपति तवतु मां नित्या मातङ्गमुखश्री महागणपतिरवतु स्वर्णकर्षण वेदराजो पादाम्बुजो गौरवर्णवसनधरो भालचन्द्रो सुवर्ण कर्षण वेदराजो पादाम्बुजो गौरवर्णवसनधरो भालचन्द्रो नरादि विनुतलम्बोदरो नरादि विनुतलम्बोदरो कुवलय स्वभीषण आशाङ्कुशमोदक कुवलय स्वभीषण आशाङ्कुशमोदक नित्यानन्दो भवजलदीनामो नित्यानन्दो भवजलदीनामो नित्यानन्दो भवजलदीनामो मूलप्रकृति स्वभाव सुखदरो नित्यानन्दो भवजलदीनामो मूलप्रकृति स्वभाव सुखदरो कविसहस्र संविपदेको कविजननुतमूषिकवामो कविसहस्र संविपदेको कविजननुतमूषिकवामो अवनडदेवता समूहो अविनाशकैवल्यदेको अवनडदेवता समूहो अविनाशकैवल्यदेको मम गमरि गमगणकुलं निजदिगणपमिषुमगणं मगमदन तपमदि निजमवनि भगिदनि हरिदनि कुन्दरि मवनि निगमदनि निदरि निदरि कुन्दरि पनि पदनि निदरि निगमनि निदरि ददानि तमदनि निदरि श्री महागणपति तवतु मां मातङ्गमुखश्री महागणपतिरवतु
सुंदर जय नित्य विनायका सुंदर जय नित्य विनायका सुंदर जय नित्य विनायका विनायक सुंदर जय नित्य विनायक सुंदर जय नित्य विनायक शुभ मंगलदायक विनायक शुभ मंगलदायक विनायक कोटि हर नित्य गजानन कोटि हर नित्य गजानन कोटि हर नित्य गजानन कोटि हर नित्य गजानन सकल विघ्न 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 हर नित्य गजानन कोटि हर नित्य गजानन कोटि हर नित्य गजानन सकल विघ्न हर नित्य गजानन सकल विघ्न हर नित्य गजानन ईश्वरी नंदन नित्य गजानन ईश्वरी नंदन नित्य गजानन ईश्वरी नंदन नित्य गजानन ईश्वरी नंदन नित्य गजानन जय जय गणेश जय श्री गणेश 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 जय जय गणेश जय नित्य 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 गणेश जय
Om. 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 I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching cause, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam Paramattvaitam. The state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailasa, Maha Kailasa of Paramashiva, Paramashivoham, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful,